This is Tony from the Mid-Atlantic Paranormal Project. Tonight, we're actually here, Shane and I, and Keijo. We both got some new equipment. I received the new SB7, which has temperature control. And Shane received the SB11, which is an upgrade to what they used to have. And I'll let him explain the features when we get to comparing his product. But this is the first time breaking the PB7 out for me. This is the first time ever owning it. I've always had other people use theirs. This is my first time getting it. I'm going to actually use it for a spirit box when you hook it up to the guitar pedals and you have it amplified. So that's the main reason for me getting this. The one thing about this is that I actually purchased this around Christmas time. This is the new model where they actually had temperature control. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn it on and see if we can go through this different steps. Plug in the little nifty speaker, which amplifies the sound. Going to turn on the on button. Just like the older models, you're able to pick the frequency that you want the rate to go for the speed. I have it right now set for 250. Hold down the button and I'm scanning forward to the channels. There's the volume buttons. Over here is the AM, FM. But if I hold it down, I think you're going to be able to see this on the camera. If I hold it down, the red light starts. There's a red light right here and this beep. That turns on the temperature gauge. One thing that I realized, it does not display the temperature. This light here in the speaker will actually light up and beep if there's a temperature change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this works. I actually have a glass of ice water, and I'm going to see if I can put it through the sensor to see if it will actually make a change at all. Of course, it's not working for me right now on camera. I don't want to get it wet. But if the temperature was shit, I'll leave it on while Shane goes over her product. And if it happens to beep while we're in here, we'll be able to witness it firsthand. I am going to turn down the volume because I don't think I can hear myself speak. The one thing I did notice with this new model is even when I turn it off, the temperature gauge is still on. So you have to hit it a second time to turn off the temperature gauge. So that's what I'm going to do while we're speaking, going through the different pros and cons with the new items here. We're going to see if the temperature actually changes while we're speaking. I will keep it next to the cup of ice just to see. But that's all I really have to show. Again, I am glad I did purchase it because you do need one of these. There's the light right there. So there's a temperature change. So it is coming on. And I had the volume down, so that's why we can't hear the volume. But again, it's a great tool for the portal. That's what we call it. But it's the ghost box, spirit box that you hook up with the guitar pedals. I do believe Shane has the S box. It was the red gadget that comes from Ghost Stop. No plug for Ghost Stop. We're not getting paid for this. And I think you also use that too for the spirit box. You plug that in there as well, I believe. But again, this is my new purchase, my new toy. Hopefully we'll be putting the box together before our next investigation. And then of course, I'll come back up here and tell you how that worked out. Okay, Shane, I'm done talking. Your turn.
Cool. Overall, so far, I know you haven't used it, Tony, but what do you think about it? I mean, what would you give it? Like, if we had to rate it? Because it is our show.
I know how they work. I never owned one myself. Just getting used to it. I would say it's a good buy. I wouldn't say it's one of the must-haves, but I do believe if you're going to put together a portal, that you definitely have to get one. It is the most inexpensive one, I believe, out there. I believe this one here is $79 regular price, and you can find it on sale. Again, we're not being paid for this. We're not trying to get anybody's good list, but I would recommend going directly to the manufacturer to purchase it. Shane, I'll let you put that plug in there if you want, but I do believe I would highly recommend going directly to the manufacturer to purchase it, because I do believe when it goes on sale with them, it doesn't go on sale everywhere else. So just keep that in mind.
What do you think about that little speaker ball that comes with it?
I try to play it. Let me turn it back on again. I'm gonna turn up the volume. you're able to hear it. Okay, of course, right now you can't. I switch the speaker, and if I take it out, it's not as loud. So it does amplify it. So that's the only plus about having the speaker ball. But just to have it here, this is turned up all the way. So if you have it set up on one side of the room and you're on the other side of the room, you may not hear. Again, it's going through radio stations really quickly. Too quickly to actually pick up actual stations and full words. I think that's the whole point of the whole technology behind this. But again, with the speaker ball, bring it down some, it does amplify it. But if this ever goes bad or you need to replace it, you'll have to deal with the internal speaker. And I'm not one for static or noise, so I apologize. Okay.
Hey, Joe, you got any questions?
What's that?
Hey, Joe, you have any questions?
Okay, Joe, do you have any questions? I think she's having audio problems. I think the static probably blew her eardrums.
I'm sure. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got one. I can't wait for us to put together the portal. I think it's going to be just another welcome piece of equipment to our team.
I may look at the calendar, maybe the next couple of weekends before our next investigation. Maybe we can meet somewhere, or I'll come up or come down to you guys and meet somewhere and see if we can put it together.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I think it's get it ready for some upcoming investigations that we got going on.
Yes,
I can't wait.
Yep, definitely.
All right. So, wow, that's cool. All right. So what I got going on, sorry, I was just looking up the cost because I wanted to be able to give folks what the cost of what I purchased is. I got the PSB11, and you're probably thinking, whoop-de-doo, right? PSB11, it's been around for a while. No big deal, right? Well, it's a little different. Our friends over at ProMeasure.com have taken the PSB11 and have kicked it up a notch a little bit. And we're going to go through it tonight to show you what they've done to it to enhance the PSB11. So just to kind of kick this off before I get into the loudness of the static and the radios going, I kind of want to just talk a little bit about it first, and then we'll get into the actual functionality of the unit itself. So like always, you get the PSB11 in the box. It's the standard PSB11. This is actually called the PSB11-ANC, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But in the box, of course, it comes with the normal instructions that you get. Nothing fancy. Talks about what all the functions do on the unit itself. However, the folks over at ProMeasure have included their own instructions, front and back instructions. So they've really, I got to give it to them. I mean, they've really, it's a really professional thing that they've done. Once you see what this thing does, I know it's going to be a hot seller. I instantly jumped on it. It's not PSB7 price, but right now there is a sell price on this at $225. Normal PSB11, I think, is what's that?
I think it was 149, I believe.
129.90. So you're looking at almost $100 difference. So I'll leave it up to you guys whether you think it's worth the price. I thought it was worth the price, and I couldn't wait to get it, and I'm excited to show everybody tonight what it does. So again, just like the normal PSB11, we've got the channel 1 and the channel 2. It's got the forward, the back. It's just like the PSB7. There's nothing different. It's got the temperature gauge. It's got the red light at the top. It's got the antenna. That's pretty much it. But you flip her around and you look at her backside, and that's where all the magic happens. So ANC is adjustable noise control. And so what does that do? Well, when you turn it on and you have your static white noise, and we all have these big portable, we just talked about a portal and all the foot pedals. Well, this device actually has a chip in it that takes out the white noise. Now, is it perfect? Nah, not really. Is it a lot better? Oh yeah, it's drastically better. And like I said, we'll go through that. But what the folks over at ProMeasure has done, and Gary Gulka is the guy that makes the Mel meters, actually designed this. And what they've done is they've actually put noise gates in the back of the unit itself, so it takes out that white noise. So if you want more white noise, you can, for channel 1 and for channel 2, so you can have a noise gate for both. You can increase it or decrease it depending on what you want. Now, it does take some getting used to, because on the back side, channel 1 is on the left side, but if you turn it around, channel 2 is on the left side. So it gets it takes a little getting used to, but really, really cool. They've really got a nice label here that displays the channels and the up and the down of the noise filter. And they've put these little feet on here to protect the buttons, because the buttons are raised. They put the little feet on here to protect the buttons, which is just a nice touch. I just think overall they've done a really good job. Like before, we still have the mute. We still have the on and off, the antenna, the light, the temperature. The temperature is just like the PSB7, except it's got a little readout at the bottom here. You don't need all that stuff if you don't want it. Personally, I'm not going to use it. I just like the noise gate itself. I'm hoping that this is more of a portable unit. If I don't want to drag out the portal, I can just take this out with me, and it will meet the need of going into a location where I want to kind of pack an overnight bag. And I don't want my wife to know that I'm taking something paranormal with me. This is the perfect unit. She would notice the portal. I don't think she would notice this. I just kind of blow it off. I don't know about you guys, but I have a wife that's not in paranormal. And so that's why I kind of have to hide, equipment, especially around my kids too. They don't want to know if anything goes bump in the night. They want to kind of hide, and life is normal. But this gives me an opportunity to take this stuff with me and not have to lug a big box of equipment around, and I can kind of keep things contained. But needless to say, well, let's turn it on and I'll show you. Now, again, this is brand new. I just got this a day ago. I was one of the first ones to order it. Actually, one of the things that's cool is if you ask Gary to sign it, he will. So Gary signed it here, and it's dated January 17th, 2021. So I think that's a cool touch. I asked him to do that, or asked them to do that, not Gary personally. There is no affiliation between M.A.P.P. and ProMeasure. We do not make any money off of this. When we find equipment that we love, we want to promote the crap out of it. And so that's what we've tried to do. And it's also reasonable. ProMeasures has a lot of really good prices, and they make it so you don't have to go through the middleman and have them upsell you. Go to ProMeasure, check them out. It's pro-measure.com. We'll put it in the link here, and make sure that you guys have the link to get to it. But check it out. These are available. It usually takes anywhere. It depends on how in demand they are, but right now I think these are 1 to 2 weeks out, which I think is pretty good, because they're making them as they get the orders in. I know Tony's ordered a couple of things here recently, and I think it depends on how complicated the unit is, but I think those things are 1 to 3 weeks. Correct, Tony? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
All right. So, anyways, let's get right to it. Let's turn this bad boy on. So you turn it on in the front here. I am going to raise the antenna. The antenna is on. You have to actually turn the antenna on. The antenna is going to be on for both AM and FM. And then I'm going to go ahead and set up some functions here. I'm going to do FM is in red and AM's in blue. So channel 1 is going to be red. I'm going to sweep at 150 for FM, and I'm going to do that in forward. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that up.
Shane, one thing I want to mention while you're doing that is, unlike the SB7, you only have, even though you have AM and FM, you can only hear one at a time. With the unit you have, you can do AM and FM at the same time.
That's correct. That is correct. So I can do channel 1 FM and I can do channel 2 in AM. And the cool thing is I can do FM in going forward sweep, and on AM I can do reverse sweep for that. And I know here I can see channel 2 is in reverse, and channel 1 here is in forward sweep. So I've got them both going. If I wanted to do, make sure that I've got, bear with me one second. I can change the sweep rate for the channel 2 up here. And so now I'm just going to turn up the volume so you can hear the white noise. And so there you, I don't know if you can hear that. You can hear white noise. And so now as I go ahead and do the noise gate in the back, the white noise starts to go away. And so in my office here, it's kind of hard to hear. And one of the things I noticed is if you have both channels going at once, you won't know which one's louder. And so it's kind of hard to tell. Is that channel 1 that needs more noise gate, or is it channel 2? So the great thing about the PSB11 is that it has this function button right here. And the function, I feel like Vanna White. You know, the function button actually allows you to select just one channel. So you can get that one channel dialed in and then flip over to the other channel and then flip both of them back on. And then if it drives you crazy and you're like, wait a minute, we're hearing something in the investigation, like a door just creaked or something, there is a mute button on the side that allows you to mute the unit, and it just goes totally silent. So pretty good feature. I know you had the original PSB11.
Yes. Yep.
You want to give your thoughts about it?
I don't know if it was the unit I had. We brought it to several investigations. Never heard one thing out of it. Maybe it was a location. Maybe it just wasn't picking anything up. This wasn't. I was interested in communicating at the time, but all I got was the white noise. No matter how slow or fast I put the bit rate up to, doing AM back forward or backwards or FM forward backwards, all the combinations you can think of, I never heard one single voice come out of it. It could have been a defective unit. I do not know. Doesn't say I do. I no longer have it. That unit set, you know, with the new bells and whistles. If I did not buy the SB7, maybe I would, maybe I would reconsider that. Like I said, it's give or take. All this equipment that we get, it's always a gamble. And once we find that piece, like you said, once we find that piece we like, we cling on to it. Does it still have 2 different channels for the earphones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually bought a splitter, so you can bring 2 to 1. So if you did want to hear both at one time in the earphones, you can put the splitter in there and then plug in one set of headphones instead of having 2 sets of headphones.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I would use that. I'm not a big fan of the Estes method. I see a lot of teams doing that these days. I grow tired of the same thing that everybody's doing. I want to be unique. And it seems like all these teams are stuck on the Estes method right now. That if for those that don't know what that is, that's where one person has noise canceling headphones on and can't hear the questions being asked, but only the person with the headphones would only say what's coming through the PSB7 or the PSB11 to see if they would correlate to the questions being asked. I just see a lot of teams doing that. It kind of gets old after a while. That's just my personal opinion. And it's not a pet peeve, not to go off of another show that we had recently. It's just something that I like to do things different. Just my personal, I mean, I'm not speaking on behalf of my rest of my teammates, but for me, I like to, I don't like to follow the leader and do everything that everybody else is doing. And that seems like what everybody's doing right now. But
I like experimenting. My thought right now in my head, now you have that, the 11 on steroids, even though it may not need it, but what would you think about plugging that in with the steroids into the portal and even bringing it down even more? Do you think that would be effective? Okay. I just, something to throw out there, something we could try in the future. You definitely would need the splitter if you want to hear both channels at the same time. But
yeah. You say you already have one?
Yeah, I have several.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah, bring one. That way I don't have to buy one.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it's you know, I think it's worth it. Like I said, you know, if it was anybody other than Pro Measure, I think I would be a little suspicious of the price. But seeing what these guys do, they also have YouTube page, and seeing how much love they put into their builds. And we all have used Mel meters for years, and we know the quality of the Mel meter. So I have no problem paying the extra $100 to get something that they've improved on. So, I mean, for me, and I haven't even used it yet. I don't want to, you know, once we use it a couple of times, I don't want to go off of one investigation, and then I instantly critique something. I did that with the SLS, and you know, I've come to somewhat love the SLS. It's not my favorite piece of equipment, but it has produced a lot of good results for us. So I don't want to do the same now. I want to give it I want to, you know, get probably 5 or 6 investigations under my belt with this, and then kind of see how I feel about it. So look for a review in the future of it. You know, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Sounds good.
Okay, Joe, any questions?
I like the SLS. That's one of my favorite pieces. I know it's not one of yours, but I really like it.
Around. It's pretty bulky, so carrying that thing around is pretty difficult. If you can develop a holster for it, it would be nice. The SLS camera.
And then you were talking about ordering equipment. I'm still waiting on my Ovilus. You guys are waiting weeks. I'm waiting months.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new Ovilus. Yes.
Well, Bill Trump will have to
source, right? You want right to, like I said earlier, go right to the manufacturer?
Yeah, built to order, and you just have to wait for it. And he said April.
Yeah, same with what Shane was saying earlier. I got this from Pro Measure too. Again, check prices with the manufacturer before you go anywhere else, distributor first, because like I said, other places wasn't as cheap as I got this from the regular, you know, from Pro Measure. So definitely check. Cut out the middleman if you can.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the middleman jacks things up. I don't want to hate, but go stop. You gotta quit. You gotta quit taking advantage of all of us. It's a lot.
I was gonna say something. Like I was trying to be good, but you know, I got this on sale.
A lot of extra padding, and you're not making the equipment, and you're jacking it up $40 to $50. That's quite a bit. Yeah. That's, again, not a pet peeve show, but I didn't mention that the other night. But go stop. Come on. We don't do this for a living. All right. Anything else? You guys got any?
Yeah, I would try something different. I'm doing this on the cuff right now. I've never thought about doing this. We do have many other series on our YouTube channel. And if you want to be entered into win a M.A.P.P. t-shirt, one of our merch, I want you to go out there and review our videos. And if you can find the one town hall acts like a ghost and does a woo, you can be entered into a drawing to get a t-shirt of ours. So please.
Okay, Joe.
Can you do it for us?
Hey, K-Joe. No, Tony.
So if you can find that on one of our other videos, let us know which video it was, and let us know the actual timestamp where she does it. We will enter your name in to get a t-shirt. Okay.
Tony's giving away t-shirts. He's already got 2 little girls that might get a t-shirt already.
Yes, we have a current contest for this winter. If you guys get a snowfall, if you can actually build a snowman to look like our mascot, Babu. I'm not going to give out any secrets on how to make it look like him, but if you can post it to our Facebook page or send it to us, direct message through Facebook or Instagram, or even email it to us, you'll be entered in to get a t-shirt. We're running this up until winter's over, until winter's officially over.
There's a pretty good one on there the other day.
Yes, yeah. A couple good ones, yes. So contest is still on. we're got a snow advisory tonight, and I think again tomorrow night. So I'm gonna actually go out there and, you know, put my money to my mouth, you know, put my mouth to where my money is and build one myself, show you guys how it's done. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. I know you got a bunch of glow sticks.
I wasn't supposed to give out my secret. But yes, yes. Thanks to Shane's wife, I got a year's supply of glow sticks. I love glow sticks. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. This has been a good review. More coming.
Yes.
More coming. More equipment. More investigations. We're actually doing a review of an investigation in Ellicott City, which is a really hard place to get into, but we just did that recently, and hopefully we'll have some evidence to share. And we've got another big one coming up in March. And then if you've got any locations, I know it's COVID-19 scary. We try to take all precautions, but if you have anything you'd like us to check out, please feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What else?
We'll have our email be below.
Yeah, Tony does TikTok.
I'm trying to break this habit. And if you have any experience with the PSB11 or the 7 and you want to share your thoughts, good, bad, or indifferent, please leave it in the comments below. We'd like to hear from you. That's why we do this. We want to share our experiences, but we also want to learn from you as well. So please don't hesitate to leave some comments below and let us know how you feel about these pieces of equipment.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.